When we talk about climate change, we often think about factories, transport, or energy use. But what if one of the biggest environmental impacts we control happens every day? Our food choices. Hello everyone, I am Vishal, and in this story, I explore how different food choices impact greenhouse emissions, land use, and nutritional efficiency. According to the data retrieved from Food and Agriculture Organization, over a quarter of greenhouse emissions are attributed to food production. Moreover, over 90% of the people across the globe are non vegetarians. Now, why would it matter? Would it make any difference being a vegetarian or a non vegetarian? Let's take a closer look. The first chart compares greenhouse emissions of various food products. These food products are categorized into meat, other animal products, plant based, and seafood. What we can immediately notice here is that meat based products like beef and lamb have far higher emissions compared to plant based products like nuts, potatoes, bananas, and peas. Specifically, to produce 1 kilogram of beef, nearly 100 kilogram of greenhouse is generated. Even for other animal products like cheese, the emissions are noticeably higher compared to plant based products. This clearly shows that not all food products contribute equally to climate change. Certain food products have greater environmental impact compared to others. However, emissions alone don't tell the whole story. To understand the environmental impact more deeply, we need to look at how much land is consumed by these products. The scatter plot here shows the land required to produce 1 kilogram of food product. We can clearly see that products with higher emissions, like meat products, require significantly more land. The plant based products generally cluster around the lower land use region, meaning that plant based products require less agricultural space. This is important because excessive land use can lead to deforestation, biodiversity loss, and negatively impact the ecosystem health. So now we see a pattern here. Food products with higher emissions often require more natural resources. But one could argue that despite the negative impact, meat products are needed because they are nutritionally more efficient. And this aspect of meat products will offset the environmental impact. Let's take a deep dive on this. The final chart here shows a bubble plot comparing various food categories in terms of the greenhouse emissions produced per 100 gram of protein and per 1000 kilocalories of nutritional values. Each bubble represents the average land area required to produce the food across categories. This plot allows us to evaluate environmental impact alongside nutritional value. We can see that certain food products provide protein and calories efficiently with lower emission, while others require significantly more resources to generate same nutritional value. For example, meat-based products have higher emission and large bubble region indicating that they require a larger land area. In contrast, plant-based products have lower emission and smaller bubble region indicating that they are more environmentally efficient source of nutrition. Taken these three visuals together, we can see a consistent pattern of emission, land use, and nutritional efficiency. So, does our diet meaningfully affect the environment? Based on these comparisons, the answer is yes. Food choices, particularly in between animal-based product and plant-based product, can influence an individual's environmental footprint. We may not control the government industry or an international policy, but we surely can control what we eat. Even small shifts in diet, such as gradually reducing the intake of animal-based product and increasing intake of plant-based product, can contribute significantly in lowering the environmental emissions. Sometimes the most impactful environmental decisions aren't made in parliament or a large manufacturing facility. It's made at the dinner table. Thank you.